Hiya all my Ali Pallies, and thank you for joining me. So I've just this video is going to be the Instagram live, but for some reason I think it was because I did it on my data rather than Wi-Fi. It just didn't save it again at the end, so I had to screen save it, so basically video my screen as it played back. So it's not too glitchy though, so I hope you enjoy it, but it's not going to be as good quality as when it just downloads it to my camera. So sorry about that, and you will see some of the comments on the screen. So I hope you enjoy this, and this is the finished look. So yeah, see you very soon. Take care, Ali Pallies. Enjoy the video. Hey all my Ali Pallies. Now I've set this today onto my what do you call it, my data, so it should actually be clear. Okay, so thank you for joining me when you join me. I'm just waiting for a minute. Hello Jackie, CJ, Jackie and Irene M. Zion. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. Hello both of you. So today I'm feeling all purpley and lilac-y. Hello Linda. So I'm going to get on with this look. Now today I'm going to mix Flawless Filter with the new foundation and see what it's like. Now before I do, I have been putting, have you noticed that I've got a bit of a tan? What I did is I've been putting, the last couple of nights I had a sample of the Overnight Bronze and Glow, which is kind of a self-tanner for face. So I thought that would warm up my complexion and help the foundation match a little bit more. But also what I'm going to do is I found this little sample. I've been going through my makeup this morning and throwing out loads of makeup that was way too old. And I found a load of samples, and this is Prep and Prime by MAC, and it's called Radiant Pink. Now you don't need a primer with this foundation, but the reason I'm going to use it is because it's got pink undertone to it, and pink counteracts yellow. So I thought I'd use that. It takes all the yellow away. But you don't need a primer with this foundation. I'm only doing it to adjust the colour slightly. So how is everyone today? And I must say thank you to everybody that has been watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. I have got 917 subscribers. We're nearly up to 1,000. I'm so excited. And I know all the Ali Pallies are excited too, so thank you. And I spent the whole morning trying to organise a giveaway. I can't tell you what it is yet because I've just got to make some inquiries. But I wanted to make sure that whatever it is open to you, whether you're in the UK or international. So yeah, just watch your space, because I'm trying to organise that so that I can offer the giveaway to whoever wins, wherever they're from in the world. Okay, now I'm going to mix Flawless Filter. Now I've got Flawless Filter in shade 3, which is a little bit too light, so I'm going to mix that with the foundation, and again that's just going to adjust the colour a bit. Now I did try this the other day and it looks beautiful. The only thing was that when I set it with the airbrush Flawless Finish powder, it took a lot of the shine away from Flawless Filter. So today I'm actually going to set it with a Genius Magic powder instead, and I'm really going to adjust the amount of foundation that I mix in with it. The only thing about this Flawless Filter is when you're mixing it, it's a bit of a pain, as you know. You have to just kind of keep getting bits out like that, putting it on the back of your hand. Hello, and actually I've got another little giveaway it's kind of, it's something I've used, but only once or twice. Hello, Lane 1951. Hello, Anala 24. Lots of new people joining me. Hello. Lovely to see you. I've got a giveaway because I was going through my makeup and I have this little set. I'll swatch it later. And it's not that I don't like it. I do. It's really good. Foundation, powder, primer and concealer. I might not give you the concealer because I'll check. I think it's been near my eyes, so you might not want that. But there's a loose powder, there's a foundation, and there's a primer. And it's CYO foundation. And you can have the bag as well, which says, living my best life. Because I've got so many foundations now, with Charlotte's one, I just know realistically I'm not going to get round to using it. But it's a really good drugstore foundation. So if anyone wants it, do let me know. And I'll send it to you. I will swatch you the foundation shade, but if you're a similar skin tone to me, then it'll probably work on you. But I'll swatch it a bit later. Hello, wonderful soul. Hug from Australia. What a lovely message. Thank you. Sorry, see you later. Up hospital and I'm next. Okay, see you later then. You would like it, Linda. Yeah, you're quite similar skin tone to me, aren't you? Okay, Linda, done. Because Linda has been very kindly passing round cards promoting my channel. So you well and truly deserve it, Linda. You can have it. I will put it in the post to you. Okay, so I've just mixed some Flawless Filter and some of the new foundation so that you can see what that looks like. Hello, Doughty Bants. I'm going to give you a wave. So it just gives it a lovely glow. It turns it from a matte foundation into a glowy one. But as I said earlier, if you just joined me, if you put the airbrush Flawless powder over the top, it takes the shine away. So today I'm going to try it with her Genius Magic powder, which is more glowy. And as you can see, the reason it's not looking as yellow, I did cheat a little bit. Hello, Shoshana. So I've been cheating to make this match a bit better. So I had a couple of samples of Charlotte's Overnight Bronze and Glow, which is like self-tan. And it's just warmed my face up enough for it to match until, yeah, you're awake for it, until I get some neutral to mix it in with. I just need a little bit more. I want to put a little bit more over where my hyperpigmentation is. But can you see you get the best of both worlds? So I'm mixing Flawless Filter in shade 3 with the new foundation. So if you're thinking, I like the idea of full coverage, but I don't like the idea of matte, you can mix it. I've always wanted to try Bronze and Glow. Do you know what? I got a sample of it, Shoshana, and I was very sceptical. I'd never used self-tan before. I'd never needed to use it. But every now and again, I do look a little bit sort of washed out. And so I got a sample of it and tried it. And it's actually very good. I was very scared because I was worried that I was going to end up like with yellow lines. But it actually blends in really well. And, you know, I was over blending. But it really isn't one that you're going to end up with streaks and whatever. And I tell you, when I do use it, because I did end up buying a tube, which I finished. When I do use it in the summer is to actually put it on my chest. Because my chest is always so much paler than my face. I often use it on my chest just to balance out my skin tone. I'm just putting a little bit more on my hand. I'm actually putting, can you see, there's the Flawless Filter and there's the foundation. Tiny, tiny bits. But definitely try a Bronze and Glow sample. If you can't get hold of one, I might have one. Mind you, I don't know if it gets... I put a sachet once in the post to somebody and it burst. And they ended up with an an envelope covered in foundation. So can you see it? Just, it gives you the best of both worlds. A nice glow, but a full coverage foundation mixed in with it. It's so versatile, this foundation. So versatile. You can mix it, and that's what I mean. It's not, look, let's not kid ourselves. You could get any high coverage foundation and do this and mix it. It's a bit like, has anyone heard of the custom cover drops by Cover FX? Same sort of principle. You can mix them in because they're very highly pigmented. You can mix them in, and you can mix them into creams. You can mix them. If you get a very high coverage foundation, whether it's Charlotte's or another one, you can mix it into whatever you want. It's just more versatile. When you get a lighter coverage, there's only so much you can do with it. But full coverage, you've got your pigment, and pigment is pigment. Right, now I'm going to put my Magic Away concealer on, and I couldn't work out what I was going to do today, so I've brought all sorts of things to the table. Do you know what? I got some, and I don't know whether it was a bad batch. I'm using shade 6, but they weren't like drops. It was more like cream coming out. So I found it really difficult to mix, but I think I may have just got a really old batch or something. So I like the idea of it, but it just didn't work very well. Because it says if you want to have full coverage, put 4 drops in, medium 3 drops, light 2 drops, very light 1 drop. But I couldn't work out what a drop was because it wasn't coming out as drops. So if you think, they're not really that much different than having a very high coverage foundation. Silly old me, there's me blending it in with a beauty blender. I was going to try and blend it in with the Huda Beauty foundation brush. And I forgot, because the Huda Beauty foundation this is for her faux filter foundation, which is also very high coverage. So I was going to try that anyway. Forgotten. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I'm completely forgetful about everything. And now I'm going to do my trick of mixing. Excuse me a second. I'm going to mix my shade 7 Magic Away with a little bit of contour wand. I'm just tearing the tissue in two so I can grip this and get the lid off. Right. Am I crazy? Lately I'm blending every foundation with my hands like moisturiser. I just feel like it blends better. No, it does. How many... I was trying to think back to... sorry, I've got to mix this, haven't I? I was trying to think back to when I first started to use a brush for foundation. Because I don't think I did for a long time. It certainly wasn't something when I was in my teens or early 20s. I had brushes for eyeshadows and things and blusher, but I don't seem to remember. I seem to remember getting... I've got this memory of getting a foundation brush from the Body Shop. And that was my first foundation brush. And I was an adult, definitely. I do think it blends. And you saw that one I did yesterday. It kind of molds into the skin a bit better. I'm doing everything in the wrong order because I was going to use a colour corrector. And again, fun and games. I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Oh yes, for people that haven't been following me for a while, I keep getting disconnected. This pigmentation here was me trying to remove a skin tag, and I removed it with tea tree oil, but one night I got a bit impatient. I could see it was working and I put too much on and it burnt the skin around me, and that's what caused the pigmentation. So it's very difficult to cover it up. So I'm just going to use this colour corrector over the top because it always pops through otherwise. And I'll put some under my eyes. Are you all back with me? Can you hear me? Shoshana, if I'm back on, could you just type something to let me know I'm not talking to myself? Because it keeps saying it's disconnecting. Oh, okay, good. It keeps saying disconnecting and then it comes back on and... Right. So I'm doing my orange thing. And I need it today with the amount of sleep I had. All crystal clear. Little spot there. My other one isn't too bad. Little bit of discoloration there. Let's try it on my... I don't think it will work on thread veins because they're red. But... Oh, Linda's saying she can't get onto the live at the moment. She's just messaged because she's at the hospital. Don't worry, Linda. We'll see you all later. Now, I'm just going to put this now over the top. I mixed too much of that in then. It's too dark. Never mind, we'll get there. So I'm just mixing 7 and a bit of the contour wand to get me a darker shade to cover that up. There we go. You see how putting the orange underneath stops it popping through? Well, it should. Come on. I really need to get myself a shade 8. I hear August the 22nd is the official release date for these products. Yes. And do you know what? I really hope often Charlotte Tilbury Trafford Centre joins. And if they do, I've got some questions for them, i.e. is that a launch date internationally? Because I know a lot of you are waiting in the US. And I'd like to think that she's launching it at the same time. By the way, I'm sure a few of you know, but Charlotte's got a sale on at the moment. She's got her Smoky Eye Instant Look in a palette. And it's £33 something. Which is really good because it's got... That's the one that's got Bar of Gold in it. And it's got First Love Cheek to Chic blush. And there's a black eyeliner in it. So when they reduce the Instant Look in a palettes, it's definitely good value. There is the Eyes to Mesmerise in Verushka, which is the khaki green that I used a couple of weeks ago. And that's £15. Very good. And, oh, and the palette that I carry around in my handbag, which is very handy to have. Right, that's that. Now I'm going to cover this with, instead, I'm going to use magic powder. Do you know what I'm going to try? It's not actually looking that yellow. I'm just going to put it down the middle. Because I said the other day to you all, Charlotte doesn't do undertones in powders because it's a setting powder. And that's not actually, when I heard myself back, I thought, that's not actually quite true. because there are undertones in it. It's just she doesn't sell them by undertones. So her shade 1, looking for my setting brush, never mind, I've got another one down here. Her shade 1 has got pink undertone, so it is very good for neutralising yellow. I just don't know whether it's going to make me look a bit washed out, because it's also quite a bit lighter. But I'm going to try it down the centre of my face and see if it looks a bit, and under my eyes, and see if it looks a bit out of place. It'll look fine under my eyes and down the centre of my face, and then I'll work out whether to carry on with that. And then shade 2 has got a yellow undertone, so actually, as long as it doesn't look too light, I can counteract the yellow by using shade 1. And it is translucent, so it should be okay. Hello, Carol Howell. And I understand that the foundation is going to cost £34. One of my Ali Pallies told me that. Thank you. Good morning. And where are you from, Carol? Because it's actually afternoon here, but we've got people from all over the world joining us. And we have some actually that get up at 6 in the morning to watch me on my live. Can you believe that? That's dedication for you. Actually, this doesn't look too light. I'm going to put this over my entire face, because the pink undertone will get rid of the yellow. It will be the same principle as using that foundation powder the other day. So pink counteracts yellow, yellow counteracts pink. Yeah, that works. I think everybody should video themselves putting on makeup. Even if you don't want a channel and you're very self-conscious, I definitely recommend it, because I've learnt so much by just watching myself back and listening to what I'm saying. And Long Island. Ah, right. And what time is it in Long Island? Hello, Earthy Souls. Oh, to be in Long Island. How lovely. Mind you, it's very warm here today. Very warm and very sticky. The problem with living in a main city is there's no breeze. That actually works better now, because it's not completely mattifying the flawless filter. So if you want a full coverage foundation, and you want this foundation but you don't want it to be too matte, that's the way to do it. Mix it with a bit of flawless filter, and then instead of setting it with airbrush flawless finish powder, set it with a Genius Magic powder. And if it looks a bit yellow on you, set it with shade 1, which has got a pink undertone. If I show you, you'll see there really isn't that much difference in terms of depth of shade. Is it? Oh, it's hot in New York too. Can you see? There's shade 2, yellow, yellow, yellow. There's shade 1, which is pink. And if you suffer from rosacea, or just generally bit hot flushes, that kind of thing, then use shade 2, because the yellow will counteract the pink. All these little tricks of the trade. And because it's translucent, it won't look like, it won't wash you out. So now I'm going to do a purple look, and I was umming and ahhing about what to use, but I'm definitely going to use this because I've got a lilac top on and I love this, and it will help my eye makeup to set, to stay on. This is Stormy Pink by MAC. It's one of their pro longwear paint pots, and it's lilac, as you can see. So you know, a lot of people use sorry, I've got a tickle under my nose. I'm not wiping my nose. You know, a lot of people use soft ochre as a base for their eye makeup. They do other colours as well, so you don't have to stick with soft ochre. You can get yourself a nice colour, and I love this one. In fact, sometimes I just use this on its own if I'm doing a quick look. Just put it on with my fingers. And this doesn't budge. So I've got foundation on that doesn't budge, and now I've got eye makeup on that doesn't budge. And then I can put whatever I want over the top of it. I'm going to put a little bit with my pinky. I should do it with a smudger brush, but I'm being lazy. Underneath. What's going on in there? Looks like my eye's a little bit red. Oh, maybe that's the orange colour corrector. I didn't cover it enough. I missed a bit. I missed a bit with my magic. Or the Tom Ford Emotion Proof if you'd like a more expensive copy. Yeah, I've heard that doesn't budge. Have you got one, Shoshana? Now, I couldn't decide on my purple palette, so I'm going to get you to decide. So here's the choices that you have. We have the palette that I made up myself, which is a MAC Pro palette. Made it up myself, used a label maker, and that has got the shades Sweet Lust, it's got Beautiful Iris, Parfait Amour, and Indian Ink. So there's that one that I can use. Or I can use Charlotte's Glamour Muse, which is this one. And that, by the way, I think is in the sale as well at the moment. I'm pretty certain I've seen it in the sale. So there's Glamour Muse, or I couldn't decide between these three. Don't buy it exactly the same as the MAC product. Probably made at the same factory. Or Stars in Your Eyes. And I could use Confident Eyes. So which one? So Confident Eyes, MAC, or Glamour Muse. The first one to decide gets the choice. Glamour Muse. Right, okay. Well done, Carol. So we'll go in with Glamour Muse. Just get my brushes. Okay, I'm just going to go lightly over with the prime shade to make it look, and I'll try not to cover all the lilac up this time. The only thing I don't like about the Glamour Muse is I find... Have you got the Glamour Muse, Carol? I find that the pop shade isn't quite as emollient. You really have to kind of warm it up for quite some time before you actually get any pigment from it. And then I'm going to go in with the enhanced shade, take it over this side, and into the socket. I got this top in the sale, by the way, guys. And my other half, he doesn't normally comment at all on what I'm wearing, but he said he loved it last night, so I tried it on. I didn't wear it all day, I just tried it on in the evening. So I love that top. I do like lilac because it kind of, if you've got a warm undertone in your skin and you use purple, cool purples, it contrasts with your skin tone. Just putting a little bit underneath of the enhanced shade, and then I'm going to take a pencil brush and do my little triangle trick. Yes, I have it, but I'm not a big fan of any of the pop shades. I feel they're too glittery, but I love the other shades. Yes, I know what you mean. There's the one I don't like very much. I like it, but it goes everywhere. Is the one in the Exaggerise palette. It's got really big chunks of glitter. Don't worry, I am going to be blending this in. It's got really big chunks of glitter, and if it gets on the hood of my lids, it, you know, if you don't, or you get some on your fingers, it just goes everywhere. So I'm just roughly putting that on in that shape, and I'm going to try actually and blend this with the pencil brush to keep the intensity. And take some underneath as well. The other pencil that would look great with this is obviously Amethyst Aphrodisiac, but the other one that would look really nice is Dark Pearl as a base for this shadow, because it's sort of, it's grey but it's got a purple undertone to it. This is a MAC brush I'm using today. This is a pencil brush. If you blend it with a pencil brush rather than a blending brush, then you keep some of that intensity over the hood. I sometimes think fallout can be a bit pretty under the eyes. Do you know what? Often I don't even notice fallout. I probably walk around with shadow on my cheeks, because I always put my foundation on first. I suppose there have been times where palettes have been really crumbly, and then I just don't put my foundation on until after I've done my eyeshadow. But yes, it's well, I must agree with you on some level, Shoshana, because I don't think I ever go like that and sweep it up. I just don't notice it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the prime shade on the top there, and I'll try and get a little bit of this pop shade, but it's not very pigmented, the pop shade. I don't know why. Right. Actually, what I want to do first is I'm going to take this Elizabeth Violet, and I'm going to just take it along the lash line. But I'm going to cover it. I'm going to set it with that smoke shade so it looks more of a grey purple. a dark lilac. Let me get that pencil brush. And then I'm taking some of the grey. And I'm just going to smudge that into the rock and kohl before it sets. Right, now let's see if I can get some pigment out of this. It'll probably show up straight away today. But I always find it difficult with this one. Oh, it's not too bad actually. It's just giving it a nice lilac shimmer. It's definitely not as pigmented as some of the others. It comes off on your hands and you think, whoa, but it just doesn't seem to. I remember seeing a tutorial and the woman's eyelids looked really purple, and I'm thinking she must have had to be really rubbing away at that to get it that purple. Again, maybe I just got a bad back. It just feels a lot stiffer than some of the other pop shades. And then I'm going to do my drop shadow trick, but with Daniel's dark blue eyeliner. And this is called Blue Velvet. Thank you. Oh, Marv does makeup. Hello, Marv does makeup. So I'm just using Daniel's blue underneath, just to contrast a little bit, make my eyes pop. Yeah, it is. It's nice, isn't it? It's actually quite. It's not too in your face like some of the other pop shades. You know, it's not too sparkly, which is good if you've got hooded lids like me. You don't want too much glitter. And Daniel Sandler's eye pencils are really good for staying on in your waterline underneath. They really are excellent and really good value as well. I don't find that they tend to, you know, sometimes with eyeliners, I'm just smudging that in, but sometimes they start to gather in the inner corner. I don't find his do that. Just a bit of a contrast with the purple. Okay, and then I'll do my mascara, the boring bit. I always find putting mascara on so tedious. I'm going to use my MAC up with lash. I've still got some left. I don't know why MAC, have you discontinued it? It's just so good. Let me show you. I think it's the shape of the brush that I like. So I just put that on the top part first, and then you'll see how it really pushes up my lashes. And I'm a naughty girl. I haven't curled them. I really don't understand why they discontinued this. And because the brush is, can you see how small it is? It's just so easy to get right into the root and push up your lashes. And when I do actually curl them, see the difference? That's one coat. Mac, bring it back, please. I haven't found anything that comes close to this one. If any of you know that a mascara that has got a similar wand to that, could you let me know? Because that is what I'm going to aim for. I'm even thinking of cleaning this when it's done and using that wand on another mascara, because it just works for me so well. Because I've got, my lashes are quite long. They're not short, but they're just very straight. And some of them actually bend into my eye on the corner, and I have to really get the curlers to stop them going into my eye. So I really need something that pushes them up. And this brush works really well for me. So if anyone knows of a mascara that has that kind of wand, let me know. Right, I'm glad Linda's not live, because she always tells me to put more on, and I will put more on later, but I think watching someone putting mascara on is like watching paint dry. Okay, so that is my mascara done, and I'll do a very quick sweep up with Legendary Brows in Supermodel. And then go in with a I've always said that they say that eyebrows are sisters, not twins. Mine are half sisters. One is a completely different shape. I did have them plucked when I was 24, really thin. You know, it was that era of the 90s where everyone was having their eyebrows plucked really thinly. And I'm sure she messed up, because I came out with them looking completely different shape, and they've never grown back looking similar since. You see how this one's got, it's a lot thicker in that area. So I have to kind of try and fill this one in a bit more. But if I try too hard, I just look ridiculous. Okay, so I'm going to use some lipstick now. I have got this lipstick, which I bought it and I've never used it, because I tried it on and it reminded me of that kind of lipstick that my mum used to say, let me take your pulse, because it looks like, you know, I've got a heart defect kind of thing. But I suddenly thought today, actually, I'm going to try mixing it with one of my Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks to make it less cool on my lips. Your brows aren't even stepsisters. So I'm going to give this a go. I just had an idea about what I'd like to mix it with for this kind of lilac-y look. And I'm going to see if it works. Now I need to get my lip liner. And I've remembered I didn't bring any blush around the side of me, but I'll see if I can improvise. Now, I'm going to use, what am I going to use? I think I'll have to use, I might use Iconic Nude, actually. Let me use Iconic Nude. Okay, that's Iconic Nude, which I wouldn't recommend wearing on its own if you're my skin tone, but I'm not going to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix. I'm going to put this purple on first, and it's going to look a bit weird. It's a bit too gothic. My son, when I bought this, he looked at me and went, nah, Mum, nah. But I had an idea of what I wanted to try mixing with it. I'll tell you what it is in a minute, if it works. Yeah, I like that. Now that is Live It Up. So Live It Up on its own looks like this. I'm just taking the top layer off where it's mixed with that lipstick. Live It Up looks like this. It's quite a baby pink. But it just warms that up enough to look okay on me. Now, what am I going to do in terms of blush? Blush, blush, blush. What have I got nearby? Maybe just use a lipstick. I don't want to be getting up because I'm really uncomfortable today walking around. Haha. That'll do. I bought Bosworths Beauty to try. Pop of that on my cheeks will work just fine. Just got to be careful when I'm blending it out. I don't want to push the foundation off because it's mixed with a Flawless Filter. Yep, that'll do. That'll do nicely. Just pushing it very gently. I keep getting finger marks where I've been doing my eyeliner. Now, I could probably do with a bit of more matte powder down the centre of my face, I reckon. Just around my nose area. And let me use... Have I got the contour one? I've got the light one here somewhere. Where are you? This is light to medium. I don't want really dark contour with this look. Now remind me, ladies, gents, to blend both sides in. That's my trick, I always forget. Too busy talking, you see. Now, I was going to use, where is it gone? Where's it gone? Where have you gone? I'm going to use this Huda complexion brush. Oh, actually, this is the Sculpt and Shade brush. So this is perfect. I can contour my nose with this one because it's got that other side. Try and make myself a cheekbone. Right, let's do a little bit of a nose contour. And then a bit of powder down the middle and we're done, I think. Has anyone got any questions about this or anything in general? I really don't mind, whatever you want to ask. I just put some of that contour onto the back of my hand. I'm just applying it from that. I find that this is too tricky to actually do a good job. And I don't like to go under my nose because my nose is quite short. So I like to lead the bottom because it kind of makes it look a little bit longer. If you've got a long nose, obviously, then do it because it will shorten it. But I kind of like to leave it. And then, little tip, pinch your nose to blend it in because you should blend your contour on your nose up, not down. So just as though you're pinching your nose and it'll blend it in beautifully. And then I'm going to get the airbrush. I haven't got my new one to hand, but I've got my old one, I think. Have I got my old one in here? Yes. So I'm just going to put a bit of the matte powder down the centre. This is how much I had left before I went to the event. And I got a freebie. So I was very, very happy. Just down the centre and leave the glow at the side. Where I've got my little bit of open pores around my nose and on my chin. And there you have it. There's my look. So, that's me done for today. If you've got any questions, I'll stay on for a minute. I'm just going to sip my coffee because the meter hasn't been turned off yet, to see if anyone's got any comments. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. When I get up to 1,000, I'm going to be doing my lives on YouTube again. So what happened was, you can do lives on YouTube, but only on a laptop. And it was really difficult in my flat and also just with my mobility, setting up a laptop, setting up the makeup. I was tripping over myself. And so, yeah, they brought in this thing a few months ago where you couldn't live stream anymore on your mobile unless you had 1,000 subscribers. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that point. Not because I'm monetized in any way, but because I want to live stream to you guys on YouTube. And we used to have some funny little lives where we had tea with the Queen one day, and I did my makeup like the Queen. It was really good fun. Hello, Carol. Oh, a thumbs up. Okay, I don't think anyone's got any questions. Thank you very much. What do you think of the lipstick? Do you think it works now? Or is it still a little bit too on the purple side? I don't mind. Tell me the truth. I think it makes it work a bit better than it was originally, because otherwise I think it looks a bit too goth, doesn't it? Okay, well, thank you for joining me. And if you've got any requests for other videos or other things that you want me to do with this foundation, do let me know. I think I've kind of exhausted most of it, but I might do one just using magic cream. I might do that tomorrow, actually, when I'm going out to my foot appointment. Okay. Yes. Oh, well, thank you very much. I love you all watching me too. You've all been so lovely. Your comments have really kind of cheered me up and really got me going through the week. It was just, I couldn't believe it when I got up the next morning. First having met Charlotte, and then the next morning I got up to about 1 squillion messages, and I was like, oh my God, can this week get any better? So anyway, thank you for joining me. Take care. See you all soon. Don't forget, this will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So if you've missed this, then you can see it later. If you've missed this or Instagram, it's running out of time because you can only get it for 24 hours on Instagram. Just go over onto YouTube and you'll see it. All right, take care, Ali Pallies. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.